Live stream into YouTube. Fantastic. And we are live. All right, everybody. I'm just gonna get these nice Zoom links out, or not Zoom links, these YouTube links out. Let's do that. Tweet it out. Get that out going. If y'all are seeing this and you want to help spread the word, I think these are great ways to learn about what we're doing in the community, what we're up to, what we're building, how we're having fun with it all. We'll get that out, and then we'll get a Discord announcement. Fantastic. Yeah, and I think we are all good to go. All righty. And we'll go like that. And like that. Fantastic. And then let's kick things off. Here we go. All righty. And present. Awesome. All right, everybody. This is Aiden here with the not the daily dues, not this time around. This is Aiden here. Going to be talking a little bit about Town Hall number 16, what the PlayerMint team is all up to, what we're building, what's got, what we have going on, essentially going on in the world, making sure that we are continuously supporting our efforts towards transparency and decentralization, and overall, the march forward of PlayerMint and how we're going to achieve success in this industry and how we're going to bring the play to earn space a little bit more alive on the Cardano blockchain and how we're going to bring that all to the wonderful people of the world. So I just kind of letting people get into the stream right now, filling up some space with my chitter chatter. In terms of overall Cardano news, here, one thing I want to show off is that I highly recommend you all print out your NFTs. If you got any NFTs and you have some art, some space on your walls to fill, highly recommend it. Print out a QR code of your Pool PM link. Kind of fun way to make NFTs a little bit more real. And on that note, I am wearing my Clay Nation hoodie. Clay Nation did a really cool thing, and they put an NFC chip in here, so I can tap my phone to it, and it'll bring up the NFT I own in order to achieve this hoodie. So just kind of thought, hey, let's give a little shout out to some of the NFTs out there. There's a lot of kind of, I guess, realization of NFTs. They're becoming real. They're becoming, actual physical objects. They're being hung up on our walls. They're being made into our clothing. And there's even some fun stuff about NFTs that you learned today. Hey, everybody, it's great to see you all. All right, well, now that we have a few faces in here, let's hop on to the stuff that you're really here for. Hey, everybody. My name is Aiden Rankin-Williams, and I'm the Chief Experience Officer here at PlayerMint. My job is pretty much all about let's create a beautiful, rich, rewarding, enjoyable user experience through the PlayerMint product, but not just the product itself. Let's make sure that the community engagement is interesting. Let's make sure that our overall experiences through all things PlayerMint have a rewarding aspect to them and that they're exciting. And I've been in this space for a little bit now. I've been kind of with Cardano and overall following the mission. Really used to just be that roadmap, but now we've seen so much incredible technology come out in products and services, but entered back in 2017 and have been building ever since with Grant, the other founder of PlayerMint. We actually created PlayerMint back in 2018 when we were high school students and kind of slowly iterated on it, made it, improved. It became the side hustle, and then it became the main hustle. And now we are here today, and we're looking at our launch in the horizon, and we're feeling really excited about it. But hopping into what we're actually going to be talking about today, we have some really fun stuff. Dev update. So what's going on behind the scenes? What has MLabs been spending their time doing? And how are we interacting with them? Let's talk about some Fortnite skill modeling, what we're doing with this esports org that we're working with, or kind of finalizing some workplace agreements with. Going to touch a little bit on the Litepaper that Grant's writing, upcoming tournaments and community events, a few final notes of just cool stuff going on. Then we'll wrap up with some Q&A. And then as always, I like to kind of show off what's going on in the Cardano Craft beta world. Because, oh my gosh, y'all, if you haven't taken a step in, there's a lot of stuff that has entered the space, and we've done some good tweaks here and there. And the builders that have come out to Cardano Craft beta are incredible. But hopping on into it, just so you all have an idea of what's going on behind the scenes with MLabs and whatnot, we've been having communication with them. I think it's been about 3 weeks since our last town hall. Basically, what they've been doing since then is on-chain testing and ensuring that all of the back-end smart contract development is all super, super solid. So in our last call with them, I posed them the question, okay, hey, we have this idea of play testing coming up. Play testing being, essentially we want to run live data through our smart contracts and make sure that our PMX reward distribution model is all accurate. They basically said, okay, awesome. We are looking, we're getting closer and closer with each week that we step forward to that kind of play testing where people kind of get to start helping us shape the distribution curve and all that fun stuff. But right now they're actually starting off with the internal testing. And so they've gone through and tested out all of the smart contracts on chain environments. So actually live, not on the mainnet, but on the testnet. And every smart contract has been looking really, really good. The one that has run into a little bit of issues and that they're patching up right now is, of course, the one more unique to PlayerMint, which is the distribution of PMX, where we essentially say, okay, hey, based off of these inputs, these users, these wallets essentially are attributed PMX, and then making it possible for them to claim that PMX by just sending over enough ADA to cover a transaction fee and the min UTXO for the distribution of PMX. It's looking like, you don't need to claim your PMX every epoch. You can let it collect after a few epochs, and then you'll be able to claim it. But going through that whole process, and they actually found a bug that was underlying in the Cardano blockchain. Really small bug, nothing super major, but the bug had to do, and I'm not going to pretend like I know all the technical details, but the bug essentially had to do with the transmission of data from when it was a hex to when it was in plain text. And again, I don't know all the technical aspects behind that, but they basically figured out that sometimes the Cardano blockchain runs into a little bit of it doesn't know how to process the information when it moves from that hex to that plain text. And because of that, they submitted a bug report, and they're just kind of going through that whole process and fixing it. Not a huge deal at all, but just another kind of thing that needs to be overcome when you're developing on the forefront of a wonderful, amazing, incredible blockchain. So they're doing a bunch of internal testing right now, making sure everything looks good. Once we've completed the internal testing, we're working on deploying everything in a testnet environment, because luckily that has things like a testnet version of the PAB, and you can run smart contracts through it. And then we can, as we develop out more and more of the front end, you all can kind of get to use it, interact with it, have play testing with it, and overall enjoy the experience. So what I'm really excited to do is we're gonna have almost a very iterative launch where we're gonna first include you in and say, hey, come here, play some Fortnite. Let's see how much PMX you would earn if we were a live product. And that'll start off with, okay, hey, it's just going to be a spreadsheet. And then we'll slowly add on the front end where it's like, okay, now we have the leaderboard, and you actually see what it looks like on a website environment that you can actually really interact with. Okay, now we have the minting engine. Now we have the marketplace engine. Now we have the support engine, and we can kind of really look at all the user interfaces, and you can kind of help say, okay, hey, this is what looks good, this is what looks bad, this is what needs to edit. And then we can do all these edits and tweaks as we turn on these levers and buttons. So much like Charles Hoskinson will say, it's not just a light switch that we flip on or off. It's going to be much more of a spectrum where we turn things on over time. So really looking forward to all the progress we've been making. External, where you all come in and help us test, is on the horizon. And I'll get more information on our next call with MLabs, but they say that they're working very, very hard in order to get to that point, because they really want to run live data through it. But enough about that. In terms of kind of some just getting people kind of in the know with at least how the PlayerMint team's planning on our launch, what we're really looking at is we want to deploy something that's kind of lightweight and easy to use and iterate on as the MVP product. So what that means is the first launch product that people interact with during like the founder only access period, where only founders can earn PMX. And then when we actually do the launch, where now everyone can start earning PMX, you're going to be looking more at an MVP, a minimum viable product, meaning we have all of the pieces and features that give you enough of a rewarding experience that it's worthwhile and enjoyable, but it might exclude some of the features that are more robust and are kind of the more perimeter features that add on the nice to haves. So just wanted to kind of, in terms of expectation management, and know that, basically, going back to that idea of iterative development process, this is kind of how we're approaching it. Start off with an MVP, and then once you've launched that MVP, we can start to hear feedback. We can start to hear, create that loop and understand where people are running into issues or where they want improvements. And then we're able to improve the core product, that MVP features that are super necessary, improve those, make them super optimized, and then we can start tacking on the additional features. It just can make it a lot easier to iterate and improve on the core feature set when you have less features overall. So just from a product deployment perspective, just want to make sure that people kind of understand how we're approaching the launch of the PlayerMint Core product. Other than that, I think this is going to be a little bit of information that people are going to be really interested in. This is something that we want people to sink their teeth into and let us know how they're thinking. But Fortnite and how we're going to go about rewarding people based off of their in-game performance is going to be off of Fortnite's competitive mode called Arena. And so Arena, this is basically the ranked mode of Fortnite. If you've ever played Call of Duty or Rocket League or many of these online games like Valorant, you have the casual mode and then you have the competitive mode. And the competitive mode generally gears you up towards some sort of in-game ranking system, which puts you in different divisions or leagues. And then based off of the division or league you're in, you're facing off against different opponents of higher skill levels. And then generally you unlock some sort of specific things the higher in the leagues you get. So for example, in Fortnite, if you get into the top leagues, you actually are able to join and compete in some of the Fortnite tournaments that they hold in game that have real cash prize payouts. And so for us, we basically think, hey, if we're going to create a play to earn model that lives on top of any video game, what do we need to do? What is so important that we make sure that our incentives that we deploy for PMX earning are directly in line with what the game studio provides? We don't want to create an environment in which we're incentivizing behavior that the game studio doesn't like, because then they're going to look at us and they're going to say, hey, these guys are really causing some shifts and errors in terms of the game theory or the incentive structure of the game. So for Fortnite, we're basing it off of the exact same model that they're doing for their Arena competitive mode. And that model is based off of hype. Hype is earned in a variety of ways. I kind of looked through all of the different ways you can earn hype, and there's basically a few fundamental ways. One, you actually win a victory royale. You get some sort of benefit, and that across the board, depending on what division you're in or the league you're in, that's always 50 points. And there's of course reach top X amount of players. So maybe that's 2, maybe that's 20, that's 30, that's 40, that's 50. Reaching those amount of players also gains you hype points. And then of course, each elimination will also earn you hype points. So what's really great about this model is this is the model that Fortnite has produced. It's already got a built-in weight mechanism. So when we talk about people who are really, really good at the game and they're able to achieve at such a high skill performance where a small amount of time leads to a large amount of hype point earning, this general breakdown of where you are in the Fortnite leaderboard actually works really rather well. Because if you're a new player, you'll notice that you'll be in the open league, divisions 1 through 4, where you getting an elimination will earn you something like 20 points. And it's a lot easier to earn more hype points. But as you earn these hype points, you naturally will get, pushed towards the division that truly matches your skill inside of Fortnite, meaning you're actually going to be playing against players of the same skill level, which is exactly what we're looking for. So it's got this great natural weight distribution curve where if you're really, really good at the game and 10 minutes of in-game time leads to a lot of hype point earning, if you're in that championships league, instead of getting 20 points per each elimination, you're going to be looking at 10. So it makes it more and more difficult. The better you get at the game, there's already a weight. And so what that does is it makes it easier for all players to get involved while not hurting the end users who are super, super good at the game. So it's kind of this great built-in model that Fortnite has produced. So they're going to give us the thumbs up and they're going to enjoy it if we incentivize the same actions that they're trying to incentivize as well. It also means if you are getting into that championship league, you'll already be all ready to hit accept on a tournament invite from Epic Games themselves and actually maybe play with your duos or your buddies or whoever it is in order to make a bit of cash beyond just what you're earning from PMX. So if anyone wants this, hop into the Discord, leave a comment, anything like that. I'm more than happy to share this information with you. Right now, our developers are looking at the Overwolf API, and they're just ensuring that this is something that can truly be supported by it. Everything looks good so far. They're going to give us the thumbs up very soon as to make sure that the API can report this data. Worst case scenario, if the API cannot support this data, but it can give us things like, for example, eliminations, victory royales, and what level people reached inside of a round. What we can essentially do is just recreate the hype model based off of the same point system that they have, but just do it based off of the API data that we are able to request on player performance. So we're feeling really good about this. If anyone has any questions, thoughts, opinions they want to share, we always want to hear them. Other than that, breaking down into less of the product-based materials is our development regarding the esports org marketing. So there's a fantastic esports org. We don't want to say their name just yet. We want to make sure everything's signed off before we announce it. But there's a really amazing esports org in the space that has an audience size. They reach about 4 million total people if you count up all of their followers across all socials and whatnot of their players and their team pages and whatnot. And so this esports org is a really cool guy. I really like the founder. I've known him for a few years now, and he just does incredible stuff. He's really bullish on crypto and NFTs and all this stuff, and he really wants to work with us, and we think that we're going to have a great relationship. So we're just finishing out some final touches, but just want to keep you all in the loop that part of our mission is to on-chain gamers into Cardano, and part of why we built Playerman is we're bringing play to earn to the gamer as opposed to trying to bring the gamer to the play to earn. And that's why we have that play to earn layer living on top of Fortnite. So we're trying to bring the action to them, and this esports org will help us do that. Other than that, I want to let you all know that Grant is wrapping up the Litepaper. He's actually gotten to the point where it's now going through the internal team review process. At yesterday's team meeting, he let us know that he's going to be sharing it out with us over this weekend, and then we're going to be able to review it internally and then be able to share Litepaper 2.0 with you all. This will really give you an in-depth view of what the core launch product will look like at MVP stage, at post-launch stage, and what the tokenomics are, the specific model that is distributing PMX based off of. So we have all these hype points that are being earned by players, but how do you take those hype points and then actually put them into some sort of equation that then distributes PMX? And then how do you also do that with Playermint Pro? Which our purple founder NFT holders and people holding enough PMX will get the benefit of enjoying. So he's kind of wrapping all that stuff up. We're doing some internal review, and we're going to shoot this out to you all as soon as possible, because I think this is going to be a really important document. And I think we're going to have a lot of discussion around that equation and that model and how it rewards gameplay performance and at what levels. So how do you make sure that the people who are really high performing are getting accurately paid? And then how do you make sure that the people that are also doing well, but maybe not as skilled, are getting meaningful payouts of PMX? Because meaningful payouts of PMX is super important here. It can be tough if you only get a little bit of PMX, but that little bit of PMX spreads out between a lot of people, and then it's not meaningful payouts of PMX, but it takes up a significant portion of the prize pool. You can run into certain issues there. Other than that, we're kind of coming to the end of the presentation here. Some upcoming tournaments and community events we got going on is Josh is planning out a Fortnite tournament with Gaming Cardano and Flutopia going down on the 17th or 18th. Where we're going to just have some fun, probably going to play some duos and win some NFTs in ADA. We're going to have a Gaming Cardano kind of invited us over to their Warzone tournament. So they're helping in this really cool idea of regimens and whatnot. And I can provide a little bit more information for those interested in the Discord. But if you want to join the Playermint regiment, let me know. And we're going to hop in on this Warzone tournament at 2200 UTC on the 19th. Just have a lot of fun and win some ADA. And it's going to be a great time. I mean, I love playing Warzone, and I'd love to play it with some of you all. Other than that, some great news is that Playermint was actually nominated for one of the best long-term utility awards at the CNFT Awards, being hosted by CNFT.io and NFT Maker Pro. So really happy to say we're right in line with Clay Nation, Bosscat Rocket Club, Wi-Fi, and the amazing Cardania folks who were at our last town hall. So really excited about that. Makes me feel good. I think this one was presented by Bondly, so they looked at our nomination and said, hey, you know, these people are worth voting for. So if you have a moment and you want to vote for any of these, highly recommend it. Show a little bit of support. If you want Playermint to win, might as well vote for us. But of course, there's tons of great options for you. Other than that, our buddies over at Shadow Realms, they have kind of done a little bit of a collaboration with Carda Hub, an up-and-coming NFT marketplace on Cardano, and they have some new packs for sale. And so as they're pushing towards their game launch, they, of course, need to have more cards than just the founder exclusive mints that we did with them. So if you want to expand your Shadow Realms NFT collection because you're really pumped for their game, this is kind of your opportunity to do so. Head on over to Carda Hub, and you'll be able to find them and what they're doing. So really cool stuff. I'm excited to see what's coming out of Shadow Realms, and I'm gonna have to go load up on a couple packs myself just because I really want to play their game. But of course, if this is something you're interested in, head on over to Carda Hub. If you're not interested in, you'll find something else that is worth your while. Other than that, the final thing before we kind of hop into any Q&A, if people have questions, is going to be in regards to customer support. So this is a really important thing that I think isn't talked about a whole lot in Cardano and crypto overall. How do you handle customer support properly, especially when you're a company that aims to bring new users into Cardano, into the overall crypto space for the first time? Maybe they've heard of it, but maybe they haven't ever had their own wallet. So basically, is there anything that we think we can do, or is there any information that you all have found super useful? For example, is there a particular Discord bot for ticketing system for customer support that you found helpful? Do you like what Drip Drops does with their FAQ section and their chat bot where you can request a human? But if you all have any suggestions or anything, feel free to throw it down in the comments or in the chat we got going on, or in Discord. But my basic model that I've learned is the self-service and live service model. And this is the idea that if you are experiencing an issue, it is easiest for you to resolve the issue on your own through detailed guides and catered help, as opposed to needing to call some sort of representative or get in touch with another human who then has to understand what your issue is and then work to resolve it with you. So the idea is self-service. You have some sort of FAQ pages, YouTube videos, all that fun information that helps guide the user through the issue and helping them resolve it on their own. And then if they're not able to, then you have a live service support system as a backup. So then, hey, I went through the FAQs, I watched the videos, I read the articles, I wasn't able to get the information. I can open up a Discord or email ticketing support request and then go through that. That's the general flow about how PlayerMint's thinking about it, tackling customer support. But if anyone has any thoughts or really good customer service experiences that they want implemented, let me know. That's after I kind of get a lot of the core product stuff all mocked up and ready for the design and further front end and back end development. My focus is going to be shifting a lot to the customer support, making sure that we have excellent support services so anyone running into issues or confusion can get answers. That's it for the town hall. I'm going to wrap up with I'm going to be wrapping up with a CC beta exploration. So while I get that ready, if anyone has any questions that they want to ask in the YouTube, feel free to do so. I mean, I'm absolutely here if anyone has any questions that they want to bring up. But I think a lot of people, and what I found to happen is that I'll join in the mind test server at the end of this, at the end of the YouTube live stream for the town halls. And that almost seems to be the time where we have at least double the length of the town hall, because everyone's just kind of interested in checking it out and seeing what people are building and all that fun stuff. But if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm here to answer them. Okay, JP asks, as PlayerMint gets traction, when will there be more EU-friendly tournaments? A lot of the tournaments are happening late at night. For some time zones would be good for this to be a consideration. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. I would love to do more EU-friendly tournaments. I think one of the things that I'm looking forward to, at least in PlayerMint, is it's this 24/7 global competition. So it just maps based off of your existing gameplay performance. So luckily, we won't run into this issue for the core product. But I think you bring up a great point. Is there any way that we can make sure that our tournaments will support the EU and all that fun stuff? And it's I'd love to do them. I think one of the issues is at least when we hold Fortnite tournaments and whatnot, you have to select it based off of the server region. And yet usually we'll do it in NA East, so that it can be, people in the East Coast of the United States can get supported, people on the West Coast can get supported, and then people in Europe can get supported. And that tends to be the best model. But we can totally run some EU tournaments. I think the big issue is more so just the amount of people that will show up. Like we'll get, 20, maybe over 20 people in our standard North America tournaments. So just if we're able to get folks into the essentially we just need more people to populate the EU friendly tournaments. Otherwise, it can be a little bit difficult to do so. And then I'm just getting all logged in here. All right. It looks like we already got some awesome people. But JP, I think you're totally right. I mean, if we're going to be a global gaming community, we need to support the global gamers out there. So I think you're bringing up at a fantastic point. It's something that we totally need to address and make sure is fully functional. Let's get this screen share going. It looks like we already have 6 people in the CC beta server as well, which is awesome. I think people have been really enjoying it as of late, now that we have incredible people like JP and Cornelius is in there, and we got Trevor from the NFT News Studio. And then we also have Hysteria, who's someone that reached out to me, who's a Plutus pioneer and someone who's a big fan of the overall kind of Minecraft-esque design. And so he's actually he or she is actually looking to help out on some of the back-end development and whatnot. So it's just been amazing to see all these people kind of come together and help out. and I'm just really excited about it, and having amazing architects like I said, the people I listed earlier, but JP in particular has helped out a lot with the spawn. Has been really exciting. So let me share my screen once we get this thing all popped up, and we can be off to the races. And okay, it's just loading in all the media. I think I also have an older laptop, so I think when I'm when I'm live streaming and playing Mind Test, and got a couple tabs open, my computer can get a little choppy, but it's all loading up right now. But if anyone else has any questions, please let me know. Absolutely would love to get some EU tournaments going, and some fun stuff going on. Okay, here we go. We are now in the server. Looks like we already have some buddies in here as well. Let's share the screen. Alrighty. Great. So I think everybody should be able to see the screen now. Uh-oh. Oops. There we go. Right. Yeah, everyone can see the screen now. Awesome. Yeah, so what we're basically looking at, y'all, is something absolutely incredible. Look at all these awesome people running around. They're saying hi. There's Scott Chestnut of the CMT News Studio, Foxy, Corn's over there. Cornelius is, we got JP up there building a bunch of stuff. So basically, what I want to take a quick glance at is this is just where I spawned in after I left the game yesterday. We got Scott Chestnut. He's hopping around, having a good time. Jumping on top of a tree. And I just have to say how incredibly amazed I am and absolutely blown away at the level of creativity and depth and things that people are building in the studio, and the overall environment that we have. It looks like we have some sort of Phoenix trying to chase us down and eat our face off. But I'm just gonna, fly around a little bit. And right now, I'm going to start off by showing off the spawn. So JP did an absolutely beautiful job with our spawn. We used to have a kind of less interesting spawn point. It was still great, but we had a nice kind of blue tile floor and a bunch of glass over it. And now we have this absolutely gorgeous spawn point where, you spawn right in here. I'm just going to clip through stuff. You come in with a couple, rules and whatnot, and you have a nice little bar room reception area, right? We have some nice environments. We even have a teleporter and an upstairs environment as well, with different armor stands, kind of showing you off some of the cool stuff in the space. Huge shout out for JP for building all this. An elevator, another little bar. We even have a nice little outdoor patio. It seems like somebody didn't like our little garden boxes, so they flipped them all down. But yeah, this is the new spawn point. We're feeling really good about it. Some more top deck information for the people that are interested. Other than that, I think this one deserves a special shout out. As you can see, yeah, we got a mob stuck in the brick wall. Probably good it's hidden behind there. But Scott Chestnut here is building something real special. So if anyone knows Cardania, in the terraforms, one of the rare elements that you can get in the terraforms is this golden temple. And so Scott Chestnut has actually been creating this amazing thing. And he's gotten the help of some people from the Cardania server and just overall cool people that are just, kind of building out this awesome temple as like a tribute to, as an overall tribute to Cardania and what they're building and whatnot. So really cool to see this. We're kind of off of, Trevor's overall idea, who's Scott Chestnut here. He's attacking that Phoenix over there, that giant bird. Kind of came up with this idea, hey, what if we built off all of these really incredible ways to display and highlight some of the awesome projects in the CNFT community? So start off with this Cardania one, and I think right now he's also helping out with this one right here. Which as I emerge through, I think people will start to understand what it is. Maybe the little smiley face will kind of give you a sneak peek as to what he's building here. We're going to have to clear out some of the trees and whatnot. But I think anyone that knows the wonderful Dead Pixels project can see that is the classic Dead Pixels face. So that's being built out. which is super exciting and cool. And let's see if my computer can handle all this. Other than that, Scott Chestnut's also building out the incredible CNFT News Studios. Look how beautiful it's coming together. You got some nice park benches and all this fun stuff, and got a nice upper deck area where you have an elevator system, and you can kind of chill out in the green room and all that fun stuff. And then we also can take a little bit of a step inside where they've actually built out a really wonderful office space. Like, I gotta say, if I worked for the CNFT News Studio and I got to come into this office space every single day, I'd be super, super happy. It looks really cool. And they're just building really incredible stuff. Trevor's a really great architect at all this stuff. And look at this beautiful outdoor patio coming together really, really nicely. You got a nice little bar station. He even has been building out this really cool maze. So we have like this awesome lava floor maze that has some nice hedges to it and whatnot. Oh, here's our friend who's probably gonna kill us, and we'll get rid of you. There we go. And then I don't think anybody could miss these two right here. So Cornelius, who's another amazing creator in the overall Cardano space. Interestingly enough, I actually followed the fellow on Instagram just because I loved his like Instagram videos and his animations and whatnot. And then I later found out that he was actually a Cardano CNFT artist. And so he has really, really cool artwork, really, really his own unique style. And he's building this awesome Cornelius's corn stalk. So he's building this just massive corn stalk right here to kind of represent what he's all about. And then over here, you might be noticing something that looks a little bit familiar, something that's probably in all of our wallets, a massive ADA sign. So this is the ADA symbol. It's being currently created and architected by JP, who's just an incredible community member who's been doing so much to help out with the CC beta server. And wow, is it really coming together nicely. Starting off with a nice dirt base and then going up from there. So that's really, really cool. Other than that, we're also seeing some other developments in the space. JP also created these nice two modern housing units where people can kind of go and explore. Maybe we can get those started to be rented out by different members of the community. You got some solar panels up on the roof because there is some cool electronics mods in the game that we have going on. And then over here, look at this. This is a nice tavern farm that's also being built out in the community right in front of this magnificent castle. So this is JP's castle as well. He's just done a really cool job with it. And we got some pumpkins growing and it looks like we have 3 or 4 different varieties of crops growing. And then we have a nice little tavern, a nice little spot for the community to come and hang out and enjoy. More crops being grown. And maybe we'll take a peek inside. Yeah, it looks like we got a nice little stable or tavern going on here. Really love how the people have been utilizing all of the blocks that we have in this. And, we even have a whole pickaxe and a pile of wheat over here and barrels and whatnot, and it's really coming together, y'all. It's really coming together. It makes me super happy. Yeah, and I think you all have probably seen some of this over here, but there's a nice wiring system that JP has actually created. It looks like one of the wires has been broken, maybe it was over circuited, but it's essentially this wiring system where you can create these display of lights, green and purple, showing up to represent our founder NFT holders. Look at that, some nice fully matured wheat you got there, looking really nice and tasty. Create some nice bread out of all that. Yeah, other than that, it looks like someone's building up another hotel over here. And then other than that, I think the last things I have to show you all, and there might be something specifically in the comments that people want me to check out, is we got some more stuff going on over here. There's a really cool, someone created this kind of very zen area with a double-decker farm unit going on, so that's really exciting and cool. Got some nice flavors going on. Of course, we have the behind the scenes of the 10 pixel unit, looking really great. Looks like there's a deer chilling out inside of there. Some farms are being built and constructed. And then I'm kind of curious. I have no idea what this is going to become, and I have no idea what this is going to become, but it looks as though the bases have been kind of created. And one thing that when I logged on yesterday that I got to see that just looked really cool was this right here. I don't know who created this, but this used to not be here. So someone created this very I don't know, it just looks really cool. Someone just did a really good job of creating like, I want to go off and explore a whole little temple or biome that's entirely constructed out of this like mushroom dense forest, old decaying buildings, and whatnot. And they're using protection blocks to make sure that no one griefs their items. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in the world. I don't know if there's anything that I missed, or anything like that, but you know, it's all coming together, y'all. Like I don't know, I'm just like absolutely amazed as to what's going on. Oh, looks like JP got the lights working. Yeah, so you can see them. Yeah, look at that. So now they'll blink on, and so we have a ton of cool stuff just to show off, you know, basically what's going on in the world. Show off a little bit of the green and purple founder love, and just so cool. I can't wait to see more and more people jump into this electronics mod. It's just gonna be a lot of fun. So I don't know, did I miss anything? Anybody, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to go off and show it off. I kind of just did a quick preview of what we got going on in the CC beta server, but just incredible to show this. And I think the last thing that while I'm here, I might as well show it is you might see my inventory. I have this thing called mesh port selector. And so one thing that I can do actually is I can go to a building, and this is a mod that I really am just trying to figure out the best way to use it. But we can do a lot of fun stuff with this. And so, for example, maybe I want to go to spawn. What I can actually do is I can select. I'm moving a little bit too fast, but I can select an area. So I can select a unit 1. And then I can go over here and I can select a second unit. Say I'm just going to do the first floor. Right? And maybe I'll select this unit right here. And then you see how it'll create this kind of gray outline. And so what that actually does is this is a mod called mesh port. And then what I can do is I can write a command that says mesh port, mesh port. And then I can write a name. So I can say spawn or something like that. I'm not going to do it right now because I've already done it ahead of time, but I can actually do that. And what it would do is it would download a 3D render of what I'm looking at and then export it into this essentially thing that I can utilize. And it's this really cool 3D render. So I'm going to now exit the server and I'm going to show you all what I mean. So we'll exit to the operating system. And then this will be kind of the final thing, because I know that people might not want to have a super long town hall. And we'll close this. And we'll get rid of that. Awesome. And then what I'm going to show you final things before we'll kind of close it out here is I'm trying to figure out a few more things with the overall design of the mesh port mod. I'm trying to figure out how I can essentially tell the 3D render where to pull the imagery files from. That's the final piece of the puzzle I'm trying to figure out. I've watched a couple of videos on it. I have a few ideas of what I can do, but basically as of now, just to show you off what can be accomplished with this mod is it might just be only gray visuals right now in terms of the actual 3D render, but we're going to get to the point where it can actually display the full on textual imagery and the visual elements and the actual textures behind what you're exporting. So we'll look, for example, if you put a bunch of green blocks or a bunch of wooden blocks or whatever it is, it will actually look like that. And then what's really cool is we can combine that with NFT Maker, mint an NFT of it, and then utilize it in Pool PM. So you can actually have a 3D rendered view of a creation built in the CC beta server. And then there's tons of fun stuff that we can do from there. But I think it'd be really cool if we started, for example, you go off and you create the Cardania temple that Trevor's been creating, and then you turn it into a 3D render, have the proper textures associated with it, and then you mint it as an NFT, and you say, hey man, I want to shoot this out to the Cardania community. And then you just shoot it off and they can have some fun with it, or same thing with the dead pixels thing, just to kind of show it all off. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been working on. I'll take a quick peek at the chat right now. The 3D render is all loading. Yeah, so it looks like I need to just tell it that to do a materials file. JP is telling me that I got to download a object and a materials file, so I'll give that a go after the town hall and see if I can get it to all work together. But at the moment, I'm just waiting for Paint 3D to load everything up. Yeah, and then we'll be on our way. If it decides not to load up or just takes a very long time, I'm happy to call it short. But does anyone have any questions in the meantime? Anything that they want me to go over? but I've been having a lot of fun. People can't tell by my energy and enthusiasm. I've been having a lot of fun messing around with all of this fun stuff. And hopefully we can get this to all load because I'd love to show you all it and whatnot. If not, I have shared it in the Discord server. Oh, here we go. We got it. And let's share my screen. We'll go like that, and we'll go like that. Alrighty, so everybody should be able to see this right now. So this is the, let's grab it like this. Everyone can kind of see it now, I hope. But this is the overall view of the, and we can grab it like this and kind of rotate it around and whatnot. But this is exactly the spawn. So I know it doesn't have any textures on it, and that's kind of what I'm working to get a little bit of help on. But as you can see, these are the spawn points right now. This is exactly the spawn I showed you. The upper deck is down here, the lower area, the upper area. You can see this is an exact model replica. We even have it down to the little bench and doorways and whatnot. And so this is, as you can see, is I can fully rotate this and whatnot, and I can look beneath it and to the side of it and whatnot. So how cool would it be if we went off and turned this into a NFT that you could check out on Pool PM? So that's really, really fun. And imagine we can do this once we get the founder plots all set up. We can actually export our creations into this mod and then view them on Pool PM. And who knows, maybe we can even, there's another mod and some people have coming up inside of the Mindtest community, some cool ideas. But to wrap things up, I think that's kind of the end of the town hall. It seems like JP says, any thoughts on how the build off will work? Yeah, so for the build off, that's basically something that we can kind of launch into at any time. Personally, why we haven't done it so far is just my bandwidth has been a little bit limited. I've been a little bit busy with some of the core product stuff, and I just haven't had enough time. So I'm gonna see if Josh is able to kind of pick up on some of the build off stuff. In terms of how it will all function, my thought is everyone gets let's call it 4. I think 4 protection blocks worth of space. We have everyone register. We give them 4 protection blocks worth of space. And it says, hey, go build something awesome for a week. Whatever you come back with is great. And we can also increase that if we feel like we need 8 protection blocks worth of space. We can totally do that as well. And it'll be really easy to set up thanks to some cool tools that JP has showed me regarding placement of protection blocks. So yeah, I can totally do it. Just more so a matter of time at the moment. Is I'm a little pressed for time, but I'll do my absolute best to get that out there because it'd be a ton of fun to do so. So great. That is all for today's town hall. We ran 42 minutes in, so I had a ton of fun, and I hope you all did too. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to share them on Discord or Twitter, anywhere else. Thank you all so much, and please have an incredible rest of your day. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll close out this the live stream and whatnot. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.